Hi everyone, today our group want to present about the Carriage or goods by sea, how it works in Malaysia. There are 6 members in this group, which are YUSOFF, AIMAN, AFINA, YASSHNI, WAHIDAH, and DINA.
A very good morning, madam. I'm YASSHNI and I'm from SOUNDARAJA, metro number B0620100234. And today I'm going to present about introduction part for our assignment. The Carriage of Goods by Sea Act, often known as COSAR, stipulates the essential obligations, entitlements, and exceptions associated with the connection between an ocean carrier and then the proprietor of that shipment. This took place in an attempt to create an agreement in the principles of responsibility were acceptable in worldwide shipping. Full container load FLC as the container will slowly be loaded with their products. When the amount of product is inadequate or make up of a limited quantity, the items are combined with the goods of other parties or shippers and sent in a form known as less container load (LCLs).
Bill of lading. It functions as a contract of carriage and serves as documentation terms and conditions agreed upon for the transportation of cargo between the shipper and carrier. This is how bill of lading functions when products shipped by sea. 1. Contract of carriage, which is a contract made between the shipper and the carrier. 2. Issues of the bill of lading is how it specifies the kind, quantity and location of goods. 3. Contents of bill of lading. In this bill including important details for the good transportation. 4. Title and transfer good. Certifies ownership of the goods. 5. Carries obligation. The carrier shall reasonable care to handle and delivery goods in the same conditions by the deadline. 6. Liability and limitations. Contain clauses that define the carrier liability for loss, damage or delay of the goods. 7. Presentation of the bill of lading. The original bill must be shown to claim the goods. Bill of lading functions may change depending on the conditions set forth in the contract of carriage.
My name is AIMAN HAZIQ. I will present the time charter. A time charter is a time-bound agreement. The ship owner leases a vessel to a charter for a fixed period of time, and they are free to sail to any port and transport any cargo subject to legal regulation. Process of chartering. First, recognize the term. Second, acknowledge that the feature or recap bring the contract to an end. The signed comprehensive charter parties serve as a formality. Third, the performance of the charter has already begun with the sailing or deployment of the vessel. Fourth, using the clause, standard form or modified to fit the transition. Charter period and tolerance. A time period that is determined by reference to the calendar, such as 90 days or 6 months. It's the simple source of the time charter.
Next, I will present about bailment. The transportation of commodities via maritime vessel establish a legal relationship referred to as the bailment of carriage of goods by sea, which involves 2 parties, the consignor, also known as the bailer, and the carrier, also known as the bailee. In this relationship, the consignor is in charge of the goods, while the bailee is responsible for safely transporting the goods. The bailer and bailee enter into a contract of conveyance, either in writing or through implied provisions. The carrier or bailee is liable for any loss, damage, or delay in delivery. However, there are some occurrences or situations that are beyond of the carrier's control and are not included in this responsibility. Act of God, such as flood, hurricane, earthquake, and storm, as well as public opponent and other similar happenings, are some instances of this kind of things that may happen. Meanwhile, the shipper or bailer is responsible for providing accurate information about the product, such as their description, weight, and packaging. They must also comply with any required documentation, customs regulations, and instructions provided by the carrier to ensure a seamless transportation process. There are two case studies of bailment, which is the first one is the Carriage enterprise against Pioneer Container. This case about the bailee subcontract the bailer using a secondary bill of lading that designated Taiwan as the place of jurisdiction in the case of a dispute. The items were lost when the cargo ship sank during the lease trip from Taiwan to Hong Kong. The next case study of bailment is the owners of cargo laden on board the vessel Istana 4 against owners of vessel Filma 1. In this case, the bailer who had acquired 3 lots of palm oil in bulk from Kantor Pemasaran Bersama KPB on free on-board condition and who were also the ship charterers presented a fake bill of lading to the carrier or bailee in order to get permission to offload the commodities.
Hi everyone, my name is Khoo. I would like to present to you all about the limitation or liability in carriage or goods by sea in Malaysia. First is the limitation or liability under sea carriage documents. In Sabah and Sarawak, the provision on the documents of sea carriage are limited. Only contracts or carriage covered by a bill or lading or any other similar document or title are subject to HAZIQ rules to effect in Sabah and Sarawak, while in Peninsular Malaysia, there are extra sea carriage document needed and electronic form can be applied in to protect the welfare of people. Next is the limitation or liability on courier. In Sabah and Sarawak, a policy is set to conduct with numerous agreement between the 1-year Taiba rule. In Peninsular Malaysia, expansion are permitted by the agreement and indemnity claims. Last is the limitation or liability to unit or package. Compared to the pure system, the liability limits is in a significantly better situation. Carrier liability under the HAZIQ rules is capped at £100 per shipment or unit. According to Article 9 of the HAZIQ rules, it donates gold value. That's all from me. Thank you.
The barboat charter party is a frequently utilized form of a new building contract within the Malaysian context. Within this particular arrangement, the shipyard has committed to constructing a vessel in strict accordance with the specification furnished by the charterer. The Malaysian shipbuilding contracts may be a comprehensive extension that oversees the development of unused ships in Malaysia. A new building contract constitutes a contractual obligation among the parties engaged in the constructional operation of a fresh vessel. This contract elucidates the respective entitlements, responsibilities and accountabilities of all entities involved in the construction course. The Sale and Purchase Agreement (SPA) delineates the particulars of the transaction, encompassing the pricing, delivery and transfer of the property's ownership. The Shipbuilding Consumption Agreement represents a collaborative contractual arrangement among numerous shipyards, typically employed for the purpose of undertaking larger and more intricate vessel construction undertaking. The Shipbuilding Consumption Agreement represents a collaborative construction arrangement among numerous shipyards, typically employed for the purpose of undertaking larger and more intricate vessel construction undertaking. In the context of Malaysia, this form of agreement holds particular relevance for activity undertaken in offshore location.
Next, I would like to present about conclusion part for our assignment. The stipulation in the first Schedule to Act 527 had, even before the passage of Act A1613, incorporated the rules in the Geneva regulations. Fundamental HAZIQ rules are a set of global regulations to coordinate the rights and obligations of the seaborne trade. The Carriage of Goods by Sea Amendment Act 2020 CORSA includes regulations on the carrier of goods by sea in its first schedule. These clauses execute numerous maritime owners' basic responsibilities suggested by the common law, including any responsibility for the unavailability and employee carelessness.